What is going on, everyone? It has been quite a while since my last commentary video. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you are staying safe from all of the terrible things that are going on in the world right now, and I hope you are playing a lot of games. That is one of the best things you can do right now under these unfortunate circumstances, and one of the best games that's currently out right now is Final Fantasy VII Remake. This has been one of my most anticipated releases for years, and it's finally here. So I wanted to give you all my quick thoughts on the game. I'm about 4 hours in, so I wanted to let you know how I currently feel about it. Plus, I want to rant a little bit about something that has surrounded this game for the past year. So, alright, my quick thoughts on Final Fantasy VII Remake. It is a really, really, really great game. But unfortunately, there are a couple things that I have to point out that I don't want to particularly say that they're bad, because I don't really think they're bad. It's just something that they could be a little bit annoying, or something that I don't quite understand why it's happening. And what do I mean by that? Okay, the first thing that is kind of annoying is that the camera. Sometimes the camera can be a little too close. There was a particular part in the beginning when you are getting on a train, and the camera is so close to Cloud, it's almost like it's about to go inside his body. And there's actually a chest on the train, and the only way you could actually see this chest is if you actually turn the camera around. So unless you're actively looking at everything, then you will completely miss it because the camera is so close to his body. That's not the only part. There are many other parts where the camera just gets way too close. Now, I'm not one of those people that hates that needs the camera always far away from the character, but there's close, then there's too close. And in my opinion, there are times when the camera gets too close. And another annoying thing that I've seen in this game, and it's not really annoying, it's just I don't understand why it is. The game is incredibly detailed in some parts. Like, look at all the character models. They are incredibly detailed. Some of the best character models I've seen in games. But then you look at some things in the environment, and they just look so faded. They have no detail on them. And I posted some pictures on Twitter, so if you're not following me on Twitter, I really like it if you would follow me, because that's where I post there daily. So if you want more thoughts about things, it's on my Twitter, and I post these pictures there. It's just some things look like they came out of the PS2 era. Now, there are games out right now that when you move closer to the objects, they then become detailed, but from far away, they don't have any detail, or they don't have much detail. But in this game, even when you're literally right next to the object, it still has no detail. Like some of the doors, for example. It's like they never finished modeling it. And I don't get it. I mean, have we really reached the limits of these current consoles that we now need more powerful consoles to make these current games look better than they already do? Is that what it is? Or did Square Enix just stop caring, and it's like they just didn't feel like it? I don't understand it. I mean, it doesn't make me hate the game. I wouldn't consider that a negative for the game per se, because at the end of the day, it's about the gameplay and how much fun you're having with it. It's just something I just don't understand. Especially from a top-tier developer like Square Enix. I don't get it. So, aside from those two things, I love everything about the game. I love all the new stuff they've included into the game. I'm not going to go into spoilers on anything, and I just can't wait to see what lies ahead in the game, because it's completely different from the original, which leads me into my rant. I don't know how long this is going to go, so bear with me. I'll try to keep this as short as possible. I've heard so many people in this gaming community the past year, maybe year and a half, were endlessly criticizing this game. they were saying things like, why should I spend $60 for just a part of this already complete story? I already know what's going to happen. So why are we only paying for a third of the game? Because as if you don't already know, Square Enix is breaking up this story into, I think they're going to do it in 3 parts. I don't know. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're going to do it into 3 parts. But people were saying like, oh, well, you should not buy this game right now. It is anti-consumer what Square Enix is doing. They should just release the whole game at once. Because we already know what's going to happen. And every time I heard that, it just really, really, really got on my nerves. You want to know why it got on my nerves? Look at the title of the game. The title of the game is Final Fantasy VII Remake. 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 Have I said that word enough? Remake. They are remaking the story, meaning that it is not the same story that you remember from 20 plus years ago. Yes, there are going to be familiar characters. There's going to be familiar environments. There's going to be stuff in the game that is from the original game. But at the end of the day, it is a remake. It is a reimagining of that story. And I'm 4 hours into the game, and there are definitely callbacks to the original game. There's some lines and some scenes that are callbacks. But aside from that stuff happening here or there, it is a completely different game. It is completely different. I mean, I could never understand this. And I knew that they were going to do this from the beginning. I knew what Square Enix was going to do this before. I knew what they were going to do before the game came out. Sorry. I knew what they were going for. Or at least I was willing to give them that chance. I was willing to give Square Enix that chance to see what they come up with. But people were not going to do that. I heard so many people in this community pretty much writing this game off. Oh, I'm just going to wait for the complete story to come out. Even if it takes several years, I'm just going to wait because I already know what's going to happen. Now you're probably wondering, well, why are you talking about this now? Because the game is out and for the most part it's getting universally praised. No one, or at least not many people, are actively complaining about it in the community. So why are you ranting about this now? Well, I'll tell you why. Because some of these same people that I specifically saw saying those things back then about this game, they bought this game day one. They bought it day one. And they love the game. Now, you know what? It's fine. Because people are allowed to change their opinions on things. That's perfectly fine. But I've seen none of these people actively apologize for being wrong about this game. And that's what they were. They were wrong about this game. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you were wrong about something. There's nothing wrong with changing your opinion after learning more about something. There's nothing wrong with that. I do that all the freaking time. But these people, and they're acting like that they never said those things. They acted like that stuff never happened. I never said that stuff about this game. I don't know where you got that from. And it just really, it annoys me that we have so many people in this community that act that way. And in my opinion, these people, you should really take their opinions with a grain of salt because of that. Because they can't just admit they were wrong about something. When I'm wrong about something, I'll admit it. There's nothing wrong with that. But these people can't do that. And I never understood why these people were even complaining about this game being this way in the first place. Honestly, cutting this game up into 3 parts, with each part being 40 to 50 hours, I don't see what's wrong with that. I mean, movies do that all the time. Look at the Avengers movies. The Avengers story is set up through 4 big Avengers movies. That's not counting all the other sub-movies that came out in between. It was one continuous story that happened throughout many years, many movies. And they charged you multiple times to go see all those movies to get one complete story, and no one cared about that. But for some reason, Square Enix doing it with this game was such an issue. I never understood that. And you know what? As long as Square Enix can separate these games, these episodes per se, and give us quality content that we can sink a lot of hours into, then I don't see what the big deal is. But I just could not stand the hypocrisy that these people had. So, alright, that is it. Let me know what your thoughts are down below, and until next time, have a good one.